Stadium in Southlake. Carroll Dragon football is on the air. Part 2. We almost did this yesterday, but tonight we'll do it for real as we continue District 7 6A play. It's the Dragons against the Heritage Panthers. Chuck Kelly along with Kelly Milligan, Travis Smith on the sidelines as we get ready for the start of today's game. And Kelly, after a long delay last night, I don't know how long the delay was on time. We were supposed to start the time that it was called. I do know we had an hour and 49-minute pregame show that went for naught. But anyway, it's good to get back out here, still under threatening skies, but we're about to play football.
And interesting, you know, you really appreciate the dynamics of Friday night when you come out here on a Saturday evening and you get the contrast. You don't have nearly as many people in the stands. It isn't humming quite the way it would be on a Friday night, but you got to expect that the Dragons are ready to ramp it up. They don't care.
No, it's just strange all the way around. So that's one thing as we get ready to kick off. The crowd on the near side, not nearly what it would be for a regular home game. And matter of fact, you look over across the way, Heritage has almost as many fans here as Carroll does as we're ready to get it started, as the Dragons will be kicking off from the west end zone, or actually from the 40-yard line west end of the field, and they will be going from right to left here in the first quarter. And of course it will be Heritage going from east to west, that is left to right, as Jake Oldroyd has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Jordan Porter along with Kevon Ahmad, and watch this guy, he's got speed, and we're set to get it underway, the Dragons and Heritage Panthers. So after a long delay, ready to get it rolling as Oldroyd approaches and puts the right foot into it. And the end over end kick is going to come up short. It's going to be fielded. Matter of fact, a collision at the 22 between a couple of the Panthers, back up to the 40 over to the right sideline, and out near that point. Matter of fact, going to mark him out at the 38-yard line was Jervon. That is a 16-yard return. So the Panther offense with Cam Roan, the transfer from Faith Christian, 6'2", 200-pound junior, who's thrown for 1,823 yards, 7 interceptions, 18 touchdowns. He's completed 56% of his passes, and he will have Jerron Tothian, who we just talked about a moment ago, in the backfield. He'll be one of the three-headed monster they have there. The receiving core, Tommy Hall, Jermon Tothian, Connor Cole, and Kevon Ahmad. And again, Ahmad, the sophomore, is the one you're going to keep an eye on. He's going to be matched up with Obi Ebo, and they'll start facing each other here on the right side, short side of the field on first down. They go out of the inverted diamond and a hand. First down goes to Jervon Tothian across the 40-yard line, gets out to the 42. It's a gain of 4 yards. Ryan Miller and Barrett Buck on the stop. The offensive line for Heritage, Karel Prozak, Patrick Blasingame, Jacob Kramer, Troy Porter, and Nick Walters, returning all district across the line, is on second down. It'll a quarterback keep will get 1 to the 31, so it'll bring up third down at about 5. The Dragon defense, Luke Jeter, Ryan Miller, and Jacob Doddridge up front. We're going to keep a look for a new Dragon in at the linebacking core at the Sam linebacker position, and we'll take a look. Ryan, the sophomore, expected to see playing time there along with Warner, Seacat, and McFarland. The starting lineup for the Dragons. Man in motion from right to left as they snap it to Roan. The lefty rolls and throws upfield. Incomplete across the 50 down to the Dragon 45-yard line. He was intending it for Tommy Hall. Zion Sales was in the coverage for the Dragons. So 3 and out, and is first punt.
Interesting mix of plays. First two calls out of that diamond formation, a full house backfield with 3 guys. They run it the first time to the back, second time play fake and a quarterback keeper. Third time, though, they send Roan rolling to his left, which isn't really his normal throwing angle. He is a lefty, has to throw across his body kind of as he makes the pass, and it falls away.
Here's the snap back to the punter. And Holden Lyons will put the foot into it. It's got a good roll. It's going to get inside the 20, all the way inside the 10, to the 5. They're letting it go. Still on the roll all the way to the 1-yard line. My heavens, what a punt. 56 yards for Holden Lyons. Touchdown by Jordan Porter. So the Dragons are going to have 99 yards in front of them as they come out for the first offensive possession. Underway, 10:46 to go, opening quarter. No score between the Panthers and the Dragons as Mason Holmes, the junior quarterback for Carroll, brings the offense out. 1,647 yards passing on the year for Holmes, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's completed 63% of his passes, and they're going to go with a 2-back set. It'll be Jordan Humphrey and Jack Johansson in the backfield, and they'll have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, as they'll go off the right side hash on first down and 10 from the Dragon 1. Just underway, no score early in Southlake. Here's the snap to Holmes, handed off Humphrey. Running room, breaks out across the 5, goes left to the 10. Still churning, gets out of bounds at the 17-yard line, finally ridden across the chalk there by Sage Hebb. It's a gain of 16 yards. Michael Prescott also in on the tackle, so it will be a first down for the Dragons.
Ideal result on that first down play from the shadow of your goalpost. The Heritage defense can take advantage of the confusion it likes to create when you're back there at the 1. They've got to think a little differently now. They can't pressure as much. Carroll's in more of a comfort zone.
They stay in a two-back set on the first down and 10 from the 17. Hand it off again. Running play coming right as Humphrey bangs into the back of one of his blockers, and will have 4 yards as he gets out across the 20 to the 21 as Matt Herrera and Clayton Moore on the stop for the Panthers. The offensive line for the Dragons, Lucas Tribble, Kate Long, Noah Hubble, Chase Sanford, and Carson Gregg from tackle to tackle. As a quick snap on second down and 7 from the 21, they give it to Shamar Coleman as he comes around the left end, and he'll cross the 20-yard line, get out right about to the 23, maybe give him a couple of yards as Jordan Porter, the free safety, was there to push him out. Dragons staying in the tempo offense. Farrar, along with Humphrey, Coleman, and Johansson, start the game at receivers. We'll see changes throughout. Cam Duhan lines up short side to the left, Twins to the right on third down and 5 from the 22. Just underway in Southlake as the Dragons with a third down and 5, and the snap goes to Holmes. Hands it off to little Jordan Humphrey, and he has running room as he gets across the 35 to the 40 to the 45 to the 50, and he's brought down there, finally twisted off his feet by Clayton Moore. It is a 28-yard run on third down. The first 3 for Jordan Humphrey, a total of 48 yards.
And that was a nice little play, a little inside zone give off to the right, trying to stay away from Tank Johnson. He hits the second level, makes a nice cut.
Here's a handoff on first and 10. Shamar Coleman will try to slip his way through some tacklers. He gets inside the 50 into Heritage territory, down around the 47-yard line. Matt Herrera and Trevor West on the tackle for Heritage. 9:20 to go first quarter, nothing the score. So the Dragons will line up 3 receivers to the right side. That's the open side of the field. They stay with a 2-back set with Humphrey and Coleman. They send Coleman in motion out to the right, and will hand it off inside running play. Coleman with the football now to the line, out of bounds just inside that point, about the 29. There's also a marker down. 18 yards on the play if it stands. Clayton Moore on the tackle, but we'll have to check the infraction and see what we have from our referee.
Like the design of the play, they send Shamar Coleman right through the spot vacated by a blitzing Matt Herrera. He comes on the run blitz, leaves a little bit of a gap. That's all Coleman needs to get to the second level.
Well, this one's going to be coming back. The call against the Dragons for a hold, so they get some forward progress on the rush and then mark it back the other direction. They'll take it all the way into the Carroll 47-yard line. That's where they put it down. So instead of a first down, deep in Heritage territory, it's second down and 13. The Dragons off the left side hash. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right as they empty the backfield. And we'll look in pattern, caught right side for our first down inside the hash marks. Will get to the 50, down to the 43-yard line in Heritage territory. A gain of 10. Caleb Murphy and tackle for
Farrar does a nice job both catch, but also on security. Picked up 4 yards contact.
The 47, third down, handoff, straight around the side, knocked down right at the try to line up a little and there to meet him. Going to bring up down for the Dragons, 4th and 2. Thomas Chapman and Michael Prescott were on the tackle.
No sun coming on to the field. Carroll going to see him. And now all of a sudden, Jake Oldroyd.
Well, better. We've got a Duff's famous swing sideline update. Let's check Travis Smith.
Seen from this lane with the wind at their back, it only field goal. I'd almost give it a shot.
Well, Dragons instead turned the putter on after an 8-play 50-yard. Is going to drop it inside the 10 to the 5, and it's at the 1-yard line. They did not rule the goal line as close as you can get. As Snyder whisker between his left shoe and the goal will pin Heritage back. So about for 10 as Carroll from its 1-yard line start from its 1 and
well, from the we had, I wondered if he didn't maybe have the back of that foot on the end. saw it, they called it. And so, yeah, perfect favor. The Heritage offense will operate from the shadow of their goalpost.
44 to go first quarter. No score. Heritage will bring the I-4 as it'll be the quarterback out of the pistol. Takes the snap. Lefty throws the 50, and it's in. The slant flag down. Up, applauding was the intended receiver for Heritage. That's plays at a cornerback position. It has been used as a receiver as Davis was in the Dragon. Probably the interference call, and they'll move it out from the 1, possibly near the 16 is where they should mark it.
Pass interference, number 11, defense, spot foul, first down.
Beg your pardon, it'll be the 15, so call it a 14-yard penalty, and that's where Heritage will have it. 7:37 to go in the first quarter, no score. 2 penalties for 24 yards against the Dragons early. Again, this is a club that averages probably 4 penalties per game. Also, the first down for Heritage. On 1st and 10, it'll be a play fake. Roan looks over on the right side, and the pass floats out near the 30-yard line. Right side, it is complete. Nice grab by Kevon Ahmad. The sophomore pulls it in over Barrett Buck. It's good for 20 yards and a Panther first down to the 35.
Buck with him step for step. Ball to the back shoulder. Kevon Ahmad just turns and makes the catch. And despite the great coverage by Buck, first down for the Panthers.
1 receiver to the left, 3 line up in a bunch set to the right. That's the short side of the field as Roan marked out a signal calling for the football, but it was just a delay to get the call in for the sidelines, and then they'll hand it off, and it's Javon Tothian who will get across the 35 out to the 37, a gain of a couple. The Dragon defense, all the middle of it, coming in to make the stop. There's a lot of black jerseys in there for Carroll, led by Grant McFarland, and the sophomore line that we told you was going to be seeing playing time. Ryan Thompson also in there as well.
Run fits out of the front 7 of this Dragon defense are going to be key. You're facing a big and experienced Heritage offensive line, but if they play the run like they did on that down there, you got to like their shot tonight.
2nd down and 8 from the 37. No score early as the handoff goes to Tothian. He comes at right guard and gets met by the Dragon defense right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as Matt Werner, the sophomore Michael linebacker, was there. Thompson also helping out. So Ryan Thompson, kind of a surprise starter here in this Dragon defense. I didn't find out until right before the game from Tim Wasson. He's making a early.
Yeah, and of course we've seen Werner and how well he has adjusted to the starting role in his limited experience, and he's running right there tonight as well.
3rd down and 5. I beg your pardon, 3rd down and 8 from the 37-yard line. 0 of 1 on 3rd down tries are the Panthers as a deep pass over the middle caught in stride. Ahmad has it at the 30 to the Dragon 20, running away from the 10 to the 5. Touchdown Heritage. 63 yards on the pass play from Cam Roan to Kevon Ahmad, and we see right off the bat why this sophomore is heralded by everybody who's watched him play as he made the grab and streaked to the end zone, and the Panthers with the early lead.
On the left of the formation, crosses over to the middle. The ball hits him in stride as he splits 2 Carroll defenders, and then it's just a foot race. That is tremendous athleticism.
Point after attempt by Max Allen. Very good kicker for the Panthers is up and good out of the hold of Reed Harrison Ducros. Timeout of 52 to go opening quarter. Our new score, Heritage 7 and Carroll nothing. 1 minute 52 seconds and a 63-yard strike from Cam Roan to Kevon Ahmad. Heritage is the Sewell Grapevine kickoff from Max Allen's going to go 5 yards deep in the end zone, and on the A of the Dragons, Shamar Coleman hauls it in, and Carroll will have it first down and 10. So 5:52 to go in the opening quarter, and again for those listening here in the stadium, we'll be joined momentarily as they're wrapping up in Norman. First down and 10 for Carroll, going from right to left from the 25-yard line. Snap it to Holmes, handoff, going at right tackle is little Jordan Humphrey, and he will get across the 30-yard line and get out to the 32. It's a gain of 7 as Michael Prescott, 29 stops coming into the game from that end position. The senior got him down low. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Dragons. They'll line up 2 receivers to the left. Throw this way. Shamar Coleman got tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, is knifing through to make the tackle was Sage Het. Beg your pardon, it was 18, not 19. Mitchell Hubbard was the one that knocked down the receiver for a loss of 3 on the play. Good defense there by the Panthers.
Well, and the ball also thrown and maybe not where you wanted to throw it. If you're Mason Holmes, you hit Coleman right behind a blocker, and he trips up and runs into his blocker. Play goes nowhere.
3rd down and 6 from the 29. Heritage leading 7-0. Clock running down on 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Dragons are 1 of 2 on 3rd down tries. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Snap to Holmes. Here comes the pressure behind. He needs to get rid of it. He is hit, and he got rid of it, but it's incomplete as Caleb Murphy, the sophomore, came absolutely unmolested from the backside. And he had to try just to throw the football to the nearest guy in a black jersey, and it goes incomplete, and the Dragons will have to punt it again.
Nobody there to pick him up, and Murphy, just a sophomore but very athletic. That was a kid that was a quarterback in middle school, maybe a quarterback again, but for now they want his athleticism on the field, so they use him as a linebacker, and they got some dividends on that use right there.
So punt time for the Dragons, as it will be Jake Oldroyd standing at his 15. Got a high snap but pulled it down and puts a line drive punt into the wind. That's going to hit down at the 35 in Heritage territory and keep rolling. Great roll inside the 20 all the way down to about the 16-yard line. Is where it's killed by Tyson Snyder, and the Dragons will have it. 55-yard punt. It is 7-0 Heritage with 4:36 to go here in the first quarter, and the Panthers will have the football at their own 16-yard lines. They run the zone read on 1st and 10, and after the fake, it'll be Roan keeping it across the line of scrimmage to 16, out to the 20, and to the 22-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play, as Robert Barnes and Jackson Davis on the tackle along with Will Quillen. Chuck Kelly, Kelly Milligan, Travis Smith on the sidelines, and our Metro Sports crew. Again, a 6 o'clock start tonight after last night's game got wiped out by the rain. Well, more by the lightning than the rain. But anyway, we come back for Saturday football, and here we are, a little bit delayed, but the game's rolling, and we're glad you're with us. Here's Rome on a play fake. We'll pull it down, run to his left. Can't find anyone open, so he just slides down and avoids contact. So he's right about the 28-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down. They're going to need about 2. 3:48 in the clock running in the first quarter. 7-0 Heritage.
And not only is he a very efficient and effective passer, but he's also the team's leading rusher. Designed run on 1st down. He actually extends the play and creates something out of nothing on 2nd. 3rd and 2 now for the Panthers.
From the 24-yard line, they send one receiver to the left side and a trip set coming out to the right. Dragons man defensively in the secondary. Here's Rome. They're going to go one-on-one going down the left sideline, and the pass to the Dragon 40 is going to be incomplete, out of bounds, looking for Kevon Ahmad, and you got to keep an eye on this sophomore all night long as Obi Ebo, the quarterback for the Dragons, was on the coverage.
And that's going to be your matchup. Ebo is going to have to lock down on him, and he's probably now very much incented after that 63-yard touchdown pass.
Got a Duff's Famous Wings sideline update. Here's Travis.
Very strong north wind blowing, guys, and so it's blowing across the field towards the Colleyville stands. The way that pass was thrown, we're going to have to make the adjustment for the wind.
Well, we're going to kind of set the scene here for a moment after the punt, which will be coming up off the foot of Holden Lyons, who rolled one earlier. Didn't get a good snap there, but gets the foot away. He did get one that rolled all the way to the Dragon 1 a moment ago, as this one is fair caught by Lil Jordan Humphrey, a 41-yard punt, and the Dragons on 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line. The Dragons going right to left here in the first quarter. Black uniform tops over green pants and white headgear, as a pass on 1st and 10 down the right sidelines is tipped and incomplete. Down at the 25 in Heritage territory, they were looking for Farrar, and Reed Harrison Ducros was there in the coverage for the Panthers, who are in the all whites tonight with the black numerals and red trim. They got black headgear, so the Dragons black unis over green and Heritage white over white.
And on that play, Harrison Ducros did tip it, as you noted, but even there, it almost bounced into Farrar's arms, just could not corral it as it did.
2nd down and 10 at the 35, as the snap to Mason Holmes gets pressure and dumps it out in the complete, went right to the ground, as Shamar Coleman was the intended receiver, but they're getting big pressure early on, as Holmes now 3 of 6 in the game for only 9 yards.
And that's what this defense thrives on doing. They show multiple looks. They bring pressure from different angles. They want to confuse the offensive lineman and the quarterback as much as. A lot of it depends on the stunts from the interior defensive front and then blitzes from those outside linebackers, the Raider and the Whip. But so far, Joe Willis and Michael Quintino's skin is working very well.
3rd down and 10 for the Dragons. They'll empty the backfield and go with a 5-wide set, 3 receivers to the left, and now the play is blown dead before they start. Timeout called by Heritage. Will break with them. 2:42 to go opening quarter, 7-0 Heritage. The Dragons with the football, and again, it is a strange setting here at Dragon Stadium. What I mean by that is not a lot of fans here on the near side, probably, I don't know, 800 or so folks, and maybe 1,000, and same on the other side for Heritage, maybe 500, and that's it.
This is like one of my high school games.
3rd down and 10 from the 35-yard line as we go back to play. They're going to hand it off, running play up the middle. Here's Humphrey across the 45, gets to the 50 and has the first down. That is a 15-yard burst by Lil Jordan Humphrey, who already had a 28-yard run on a 3rd down play earlier in the game. And Jordan Porter making the stop right on the Dragon logo at the 50-yard line.
Note to Clayton George, the ground game is delivering in the early going.
Dragons go to the 5-wide set. Holmes has protection, throws deep over the middle, and it is incomplete. Looking for Farrar down at the 31-yard line. Beg your pardon, it was Humphrey, the intended receiver, and Clayton Moore was the one that was on the coverage as they threw that little post over the middle, and it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Very nearly a highlight reel catch. He came down with the ball kind of on his thorax. It bounced away as he hit the turf, but even then he very nearly pulled it in.
Carroll has 8 rushes for 78 yards in the game, 7 passes for 9, so they'll dump a little flat pass. Coleman, nice dipsy-do inside the 40, still running 35, and he gets to the 33-yard line before he's brought down by Sage Hebb. A gain of 18 yards on the play, and the Dragons with a 1st down toss there, but Coleman doing most of the work.
Doing a nice job, though, of following the lead from his blockers. He had guys getting field moving folks for him, and he was patient enough to wait for them. Nice play.
Holmes, the quarterback, with Humphrey lining up beside him in the backfield. Line up the bunch set of the 3 receivers to the right. Duon, short side receiver to the left. As it's 1st and 10, late in the first quarter, 7-0 Heritage. They got the 3-man front, so the Dragons hand it to Humphrey, bounces outside right, gets to the 30, now along the hash marks to the 20, spins out of a tackle, 15 to the 10, down to the 5, and tackled finally at 3. 29 yards on the running play, 100 yards on the dot on the 7th carry for Lil Jordan Humphrey. Reed Harrison Ducros on the tackle, and it looks like Humphrey is still down.
He is. He's risen kind of, he's off his back. He was just laying straight down. Now he's back down there again.
Well, Humphrey trots off to the near side, gets a hand from the crowd here on the Dragon side.
He may have just needed a breather.
Yep. 1st down and goal from the 3-yard line. They're going to give it to Shamar Coleman. I beg your pardon, Jack Johansson in there with Coleman in the backfield. It'll get down to the 2. Gain of about a yard on the play. Matt Herrera on the tackle for Heritage. Again, if you're just tuning in, the Dragons trailing Heritage. 1:15 to go. First quarter, 7-0. Panthers on top, and the Dragons down the lip of the cup as they made it down inside the 3-yard line. They go with a 2-back set. Coleman, and he will dive for the end zone. Shamar Coleman swan dives across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons.
That was porpoise quality right there. He left his feet at about the 2-yard line and vaulted over a Heritage player whose number I couldn't catch, but very athletic move by Shamar Coleman to pull the Dragons within 1.
Coleman, the 5'10 senior for the Dragons, with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year, and Carroll is 1 point away from tying this one up. County Commissioner Gary Fickus brings you the point after attempt from Cole Ramage. High snap, but Montana Murphy gets it on the tee, and the kick is up and good. Take time out of the field. 1:01 to go opening quarter. New score, Dragons 7, Panthers 7. Carroll Footman, 61 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Chuck Kelly, Kelly Milligan, and Travis Smith on the sidelines. Glad to have you with us this evening. The Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine kickoff into the breeze. That one will be fielded at the 7-yard line. Going to be taken there by Jordan Porter. Middle of the field, breaks into the open, 30, 35, 40, still going to the 50, and near the Dragon logo at midfield. He'll be brought down at the Carroll 48. It is a 44-yard return, and there is an injured Dragon back at the 21-yard line. Immediately, the Dragon training staff out there. Now, there's another Dragon down at the Carroll 47, Robert Barnes. That's definitely who you don't want to be shaken up. It is Jacob Doddridge, the sophomore, who is now popped to his feet.
But Doddridge does appear to be moving at normal speed. Maybe just a temporary wobbler, and Barnes now up under his own power.
There's a pass over the middle, incomplete, down inside the 30-yard line. It was Reed Harrison Ducros, the intended receiver. Zion Sales in the coverage for the Dragons. 7-7 our score, 46 seconds to go in the first quarter as Heritage quickly up over the football at the 49-yard line. Dragon side of the 50. Roan in the game is 2 of 5 for 83 yards and a touchdown. So he's made the most out of his 2 completions as he's got 2 receivers to either side. Fake the handoff, and the lefty zips a pass to the Dragon 45. It's caught by Kevon Ahmad. And again, for the audience that tuned in, we came in progress. We were talking about this off the top. Kevon Ahmad, a sophomore, 1,020 yards receiving, 14 touchdowns, and he has some huge games already on the year. A couple of 4-touchdown games and 2 200-yard games coming into this one.
Second leading receiver in the Metroplex.
3rd down and 6. They run a little jet sweep motion, and it's going to be Roan actually keeping the football. He didn't hand it off. He keeps it inside the 40. He goes down to the 35, a gain of 10 yards on the play. Barnes, who's back in there for the Dragons, so obviously he's okay on the tackle, along with Zion Sales, but a nifty play there as Roan kept the football and a first down for the Panthers.
Great use of motion by this offense. You send Ahmad, whom you know has got to be respected, in jet sweep motion, clear people out, and there's a running lane for the quarterback.
That's the end of the first quarter. Timeout here. Dragons 7, Panthers 7. 7-7 at the end of a quarter. Carroll and Heritage. 4 is on 1st and 10 for the Dragon 35. A handoff from Cam Roan goes to Jermon Tothion, and he'll go right inside the 35 down to the 32. Gain of about 5 as Robert Barnes and Matt Werner combine on the tackle.
And Tothion, again, not a speed burner, but he's got good leg strength, and after contact, he managed to pick up a couple. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, but just kept moving forward.
Yeah, we'll straighten it out. Call it a gain of 3. A 3-yard gain down to the 32-yard line. Steven Stewart in the game in the defensive front for the Dragons as they will give it on a handoff, running play up the middle. Big room. Tothion runs left to the 20, gets inside to the 15, and he's tackled out of the 13-yard line. Going to be a 19-yard gain on the play. Stop made by Barrett Buck and help from Obi Ebo and Will Quillen. But a nice burst up the middle, and the Panthers are on the move in the red zone now at the Dragon 13-yard line.
Karl Prozek pulling and moving downfield with him, helping to set up the blocking in the running lane. 2
receivers left and right. Snap it to Roan, and he'll put it in the belly of Tothion, and straight ahead he will go for about a yard to the 12 before he's knocked down there. Jackson Cantor on the tackle for the Dragons, and also Ryan Thompson, the linebacker, on the stop. One thing I want to drop in, talking about Medi weight loss, just a minute, I didn't want to short you the web address. Medi, M-E-D-I, loss.com is the address, or call 77-MED-LOSS. They can help rounds off. Back to football now, 2nd and 9. It's going to be the zone read. Hand up Tothion inside the 10. Down gets to the 3 line as Barnes and Sales on the tackle for the back end. Even the 2-yard gain of 10 yards. Harris trying to reach the lead as they hurry to the line of scrimmage right into the left, and it will fake to the running quarterback. Keeps in the end zone for the touchdown. Well, the Dragon defense on him, but Roan who held on, and he picked up his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. And early in quarter number 2, the Panthers are on 13-7.
That's kind of the Oregon play. You do send the running back as a lead blocker. Defense keys on him, opens up a hole for the quarterback.
Max Allen on for the PAT out of the hold of Harrison Ducros. And again, it's the upper 10:30 to go. Number 2, 4, and Carroll 7. Go here in the 20 for the Heritage part of that offense. Cadillac kicker float down to the Dragon line where it's fielded, backing up and back up. First comes the turn man out across the 15 to the 30, and that was Blake Berwick out to the 24 for the Dragons at that point. 10:22 quarter number. Handoff to Cole, bounces out. First down across down the sideline, left bounce across the 50 to the 40. He bumped out of bounds, actually stepped out of bounds at the 40. Clayton Moore, the safety was over to get him out. That was a gain of 33. Dragons for Shamar Coleman.
Nice play once to tight, of course, the angle, step out of bounds, maybe hit it. Either way, nice play on the Dragons.
Well, from the 43-yard line, here's a little pass as Humphrey gets hit. All right, he football, but he gets out of a tackle and now goes 40 to the 35 and near the sidelines on the numbers. He gets down 13 yards from Holmes to Humphrey. Tackle made by Matt Herrera.
Harrison Ducros plays for the big hit. He arrives just as the ball does. Instead of trying to wrap and tackle, he tries to blow the play up. He misses, and little Jordan Humphrey moves downfield with the ball.
1st and 10, give it to Humphrey. Running play up the middle, almost crushed the umpire as he gets inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Had a lead blocking end, and he's going to be credited all the way down to the 21. So that's a gain of 9 yards more, and now on the stop. Pelini now linebackers in this Panther defense, but the Dragon offense is definitely on the roll. 8 carries in the game for little Jordan Humphrey. Half of those have gone for 15 or more yards as flags fly right at the start of the play. Actually, timeout was called first, so a timeout called by Heritage. Looks like 7 today. Here in the first half, it is 14-7, Heritage on top. 9:27 to go, first half, 2nd down 1, Dragons from the Heritage 21. The Panthers leading 14-7, but Carroll trying to equalize it as they'll give it to little Jordan Humphrey, and he got hit right at the line of scrimmage and twisted backwards. I'm not sure, Kelly, if he got to the first down stick, as Pelini now, the senior, was there to meet him short of the line of scrimmage, and it is going to be 3rd down and 1 coming up still.
Nope, he was just met right there. Giving him forward progress. He is not close to the marker. Carroll 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Hopefully they can convert an easy one here.
Mason Holmes will slip out to the right side to run out of the Wildcat, snap it to little Jordan Humphrey. The big guy will go straight ahead and have the first down as he went right to block between sitter and guard as he gets inside the 20 down near the 15 to the 14, a gain of 7. Pelini now and Mario Ortiz on the tackle for the Panthers.
As good as outside linebackers are, they're having a devil of a time stopping Carroll's running game. All 3 of the converted 3rd downs have been runs by little Jordan Humphrey. They know it's coming, and they're not stopping it.
1st down and 10, Carroll at the 17-yard line. Holmes looks to the near side for the play call as they empty the backfield. They've got 5 in the pattern for Holmes, who takes the snap's going to be the quarterback keep. A little trickery as he goes straight ahead, and he gets inside the 10 near the 9-yard line. So they empty the backfield, Kelly, and say, hey, pass is coming. It's going to be Holmes straight ahead. He got 6.
And I like the design of the play. As much trouble as Heritage is having stopping the run, if you can distract them, think it's not coming, then there. 25 offensive plays, 16 runs tonight for the Dragons. They seem to have found something that's working.
Out of the Wildcat, snapping to Humphrey, coming right, gets to the 5, gets to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. Well, 2nd time they've gone to Wildcat on the drive, an 8-yard scoring play for little Jordan Humphrey, who gets number 8 of the year, and in his career that is touchdown number 44 for LJ, and the Dragons within a point. It's now 14-13 Heritage.
And there's almost an element of, if you can't stop it, we are just going to keep running it out of that Dragon offensive staff.
Cole Ramage for the point after attempt, brought to you by County Commissioner Gary Fickus. It is up, and it is good. Timeout, 7:58 to go until halftime. Our new score, Carroll 14, Heritage 14. As the short pooch kick, brought to you by Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine, caught and immediately stepping out of bounds is Tommy Hall for Heritage, and the Panthers will have it 1st and 10 right around their own 37-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the 37, Heritage with it. Snap to Cam Roan, and a little running play goes to Jamari Williams in his first carry of the game as he goes right and is tackled for no gain. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Will Quillen. Now, a note on this Dragon defense, Ivy Seacat, who was injured last week, an upper body injury in the loss against Trinity, apparently is not going to go tonight. We get word from a trusted source that he will be playing only if needed. That's the words that were used. Again, we weren't told that before the game from the Dragon coaching staff, but that is accurate word. And a pass over the middle on 1st down and 10 is caught for a gain of 21. Reed Harrison Ducros hauls it in, but Jackson Davis on the tackle, so the Panthers the 42-yard line. So that explains Ryan Thompson in the game at that linebacker spot. The Dragons having to move some of the pieces around now on defense.
And in the meantime, Heritage experimenting, moving their better cornerback over as a second man in the receiving core. You key on Kevon Ahmad, and Reed Harrison Ducros hurt you with that deep crossing route.
From the 42-yard line, here is the snap. And the quarterback rolls to his right, throws, it's intercepted, picked by Will Quillen. And he'll come back to the 45, go to midfield, and is going to be knocked down near the Heritage bench at the 49-yard line. It is a 49-yard, it was a 13-yard return to the 49. Will Quillen, the sophomore, with the interception, and that is the 8th pick of the year that Roan has thrown. So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. As Carroll will bring the offense out. Mason Holmes, the quarterback, going from left to right here. Again, the black tops over the green pants, white headgear. Heritage black headgear and white uniforms all the rest of the way as they're going to give it on the little jet sweep coming around the near side on the right. And it'll be Mark Holman who gets 6 yards beyond the 35 out to the 41-yard line. And bring up 2nd down and 4 at that point. Dragons come right back to the line of scrimmage. Snap it to Holmes, handoff up the middle with a flag down. Here goes Humphrey, running room across the 50, coming down the right boundary to the 40, gets to the 35-yard line, and he's out of bounds at the 34. Clayton Moore on the stop, but I think this one's going to be coming back. It would have been a game.
Number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Would have been a gain of 25, but they're going to bring this one back.
And that was just a good rumbling run by Lil Jordan. He got into the 2nd level and actually ran up on the back of Zach Verrar, who was downfield blocking for him, but moot point as the play comes back on account of the hold.
Mark it back to the 31-yard line. 4 penalties, 44 yards for the Dragons so far in the game. Nothing for the Panthers in the penalty department. 2nd down and 15 as they'll put it in the belly of a little Jordan Humphrey, and he tries at left tackle for about 2 or 3 yards. The ball popped free. There's a whole lot of excitement right there at the end of the play. I guess that was just to bring him down. Pickup of about 3 yards as we go into the halfway point of quarter number 2. Justin Porter, the free safety, who is a hockey player as well as a football player, and on that tackle, and a lot of help from the defense of the
He apparently needed it. There were 3 other guys hanging on to Humphrey with him, and it took every bit of their effort to get him down.
Tommy Kane replaces Jack Johansson in the game as one of the receivers for the Dragons. They go 2-by-2 and snap to the quarterback Holmes on 3rd down and 11 from the 34. And running room up the middle, Coleman has the 1st down across the 45. Goes left boundary to the 50 and into Heritage territory inside the 45. Finally down after a 24-yard run all the way down to the Heritage 42. Another 3rd down conversion on the ground for the Dragons as Jervon Tothion on that tackle for Heritage.
And good ball fake by Holmes. There were at least 3 or 4 Heritage defenders that thought he had kept the ball and went over to the perimeter to try to get him.
Here's the snap to Holmes. Handoff. Lil Jordan Humphrey bounces outside right of the 40 with another marker down. He's knocked off his feet. So he's coming to the right sideline down around the 35. It would be a game 4.
54, offense. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
The hold is going to mark it back. Well, these refs are getting in the middle of it.
Well, and, you know, Carroll, if they manage to overcome 2 holding penalties and do anything with this drive, so much the better, but they've got to quit shooting themselves in the foot.
For those that are now dialed in online, I understand we're having some streaming issues, but we've got that straightened away. So, again, we welcome you to the broadcast. 14-14, the Dragons and the Panthers. 4:52 to go here in the 2nd quarter, and Carroll with the football. 1st down and 20 from the Dragon 48-yard line, and they're going to hand it off to Jack Johansson, who crosses the 50 and will barrel down to the 47-yard line. The pile still moving, a scrum
People
down around the 45.
It.
Yep, everybody just trying to get a piece. It's going to be a gain of 5 yards as the Panther defense all trying to gang tackle Jack Johansson.
And this Heritage defense, although they've given up some yards on the ground, they seem to buckle down when they most need to. They're keeping their offense in this game.
2nd down And 15 from the 47. Zach Farrar, the only receiver that comes to the short side right. 3 receivers to the left as they'll hand it off. Running play goes to Humphrey as he comes to the right boundary at the 40, and he'll barrel down inside the 37 to the 36. Pelini now got him across the boundary. It'll be a gain of 11 yards on the play. So now Carroll gets into a makeable situation after falling behind the chains. It's now 3rd down and about 4. Carroll has had 3rd down runs of 7, 15, 24, and 28 in the game. They just need 4 here. That'll be fine as they go out of the Wildcat. Actually, it's a pistol look out of the Wildcat as they snap it to Humphrey, and knifing through a great defensive play, Tank Johnson, the nose guard for Heritage, trips him up well short of the yardage needed for the 1st down, and the Dragons are going to be looking at 4th down and about 5 from the 37.
Johnson read that play well and did a great job getting off of the attempted block by Noah Hubble at the center. He's quick and he's good at playing both gaps, and he blew that play up there for Carroll. You're in 4-down territory, 4th and 5, so the offense remains out on the field.
You're kind of at no man's land right here. You're too close in to punt, too far away really for a field goal, so they're going to go for it. Late in the 1st half, tied at 14. We got a timeout. We'll break with them. Out of the timeout, the Dragons with a 4 at the 37-yard line in Heritage territory. We're tied at 14. They go off the near side hash. They fake the punt. It's snapped. Short snap goes to Humphrey. Goes left sideline to the 30. Inside the 20. He's got the 1st down to the 10 to the 8-yard line. They lined up in punt formation. Had Humphrey as the up back. Snapped it to him. 29 yards later, bumped out of bounds by Harrison Ducros, and it is 1st down for the Dragons.
Now, Heritage has had trouble stopping the run when they know it's coming. When they have to think about something else, it's obviously that much more dangerous. But Oldroyd doing a nice job selling the snap going over his head, and Lil Jordan just barrels off to the left side. He's now got 15 carries for 166 yards, and we've still got 3 minutes to play here in the 1st half.
Well, the Dragons were on the sidelines forever, huddled around the coaches, and they get out. They've got 2 on the play clock. They get the play off, and they'll snap it and hand it off to Chamar Coleman, and he got hit behind the line of scrimmage. That was a bizarre setup as the Dragons were huddled around the coaches down until under 10 on the play clock. They went sprinting out and ran the play, and Michael Prescott blew it up. 2nd down and goal to go. Back at the 12-yard line. Carroll and Heritage tied at 14, but the Dragons trying to assume their first lead of the ball game. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Little Jordan Humphrey in the backfield, lines up to the left of the quarterback, Mason Holmes. The snap, has it, looks over onto the left side, has time, dumps it out, pass floated out to the 5. It's caught by Coleman into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. Shamar Coleman with another reception and a burst into the end zone. Caleb Murphy was out of the coverage, but Coleman got away from him and scores. The Dragons now lead it 20-14.
Nice job running after the catch. He makes the grab. Caleb Murphy closes on him at the sideline. He manages to slip the tackle and get into the end zone.
Cole Ramage on for the point after attempt, brought to you by County Commissioner Gary Fickus. On the hold of Montana Murphy. The ball is down. They got a good rush in there to the Panthers, but the kick is up, and it's good. Timeout with 2:31. 1st half. Our new score becomes Carroll 21 and Heritage 14. Dragon, a 12-yard toss from Mason Holmes to Shamar Coleman. The only pass on the drive, but it goes for 6 points as the kickoff, brought to you by Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine, squibbed down to the 37, where Heritage covers it up and will have the football there. 1st down and 10. Heritage from its 37-yard line. The Panthers going from right to left. That is west-east here at Dragon Stadium. Saturday night football. After the Lightning knocked out last night's game, as Roan on 1st down dumps it out to Ahmad in the right flat, and it's caught there, and he's knocked down by Robert Barnes after a short gain out across the 40. He'll get to the 43s where they put him down, so not so short on the gain. He picked up about 6.5 yards, and it will be a 2nd down. Yeah, Ahmad with the catch out to the 43-yard line. Here's Roan going to throw streak down the right side, looking for Ahmad again, and it's incomplete. He got behind Ebo. It will be a 3rd down for the Panthers. Dragon football as the snap on 3rd down and 4 from the 43. Roan has time, throws over the middle. Nice catch made by Kevon Ahmad, who went up, snatched it out of the air after a gain of 20 at